All right, let's get right into it. Picking the right AI workflow builder, it can feel like a huge task, right? But honestly, it's one of the most important decisions you can make for your team's productivity. So in this explainer, we're going to break it all down into a super clear framework so you can make a choice for 2025 that you feel really, really good about.
Does this slide just scream my life? If you feel like you're constantly battling project delays, if your team is just completely burned out, and if you feel disconnected from the big company goals, you are definitely not alone. This chaos is exactly the problem we're here to fix. And this is the answer. AI workflow builders, they aren't just another app to add to the pile. Nope, they are the central hub where work gets done. I love this way of thinking about it. They're like a digital nervous system for your projects. They intelligently send out signals and instructions, making sure everything is coordinated, and turning all that mess into a smart, efficient system. Okay, before we even start talking about cool features and shiny dashboards, we have to start with the most important filter of all, security. And I mean it, this is not just some checkbox. For any tool that's going to handle your strategic work, this is the absolute baseline. It's table stakes. And it's so important to get what's really at stake here. We're not just talking about a few tasks and deadlines. This is your company's future, your strategic plans, your unique ideas, literally your competitive edge. These are the crown jewels, and protecting them has to be priority number one. So, how do you actually know if a tool is secure? Well, you look for this, SOC2 Type 2 compliance. The best way to think about it is like a really tough building inspection, but for software. It's not just the company saying, hey, trust us. It's proof from an outside auditor that their whole system is built on a secure foundation. It's an absolute non-negotiable.
And then there's the big question about AI itself, right? Is your data going to be used to train their AI models? The gold standard, what you absolutely should be looking for, is a zero data retention policy. Basically, it's a promise in writing that your company's private information stays private. Period.
Now, for any bigger organization, security also means having solid governance. It really comes down to these four pillars. First, you need single sign-on, so people can log in easily and securely. Second is user provisioning, or SIM, which is just a fancy way of saying access is automatically handled when people join or leave. Third, you need granular controls to lock down sensitive info. And finally, audit logs, an unchangeable record of who did what and when. All right, now that we've got that serious security foundation laid, we can get to the fun part, finding the perfect match for your team. We're going to look at some common team types and see which platforms are the best fit. So as we go through these next couple of slides, I want you to think about your own team. Where do you fit? Are you part of a huge regulated enterprise, a fast-moving software team, a creative agency? Knowing who you are is going to make these recommendations click.
Okay, if you're in a big, complex organization, think finance, healthcare, where governance and managing risk are everything. These are your heavyweights. Reich's AI is pretty amazing. It can actually help predict project delays. Smartsheet is like a heavy-duty truck for managing huge, data-intensive projects. And Jira? Well, it offers absolutely rock-solid compliance controls.
For any kind of technical team, software developers, DevOps, look, the choice is just crystal clear. It's Jira. It's not just another tool. It's the entire ecosystem they live in. It's so deeply integrated with things like GitHub and GitLab, and its AI can even help you write complex database queries just from plain English. It is the undisputed king for a reason.
Now, what about marketing and creative teams? Here, the game is all about visual planning, collaboration, and just great design. Monday.com is fantastic with its super colorful boards and simple if this, then that automations. Asana is famous for being beautiful and easy to use, and Reich is a really strong choice for agencies juggling lots of complex client projects all at once. People ask me about Monday versus Asana all the time, and it really just boils down to their core philosophy. Think of Monday as a super-powered, highly visual spreadsheet that you can customize to do anything. Asana, on the other hand, is all about clarity. It's built around clean, simple task lists that help connect what you're doing today to the company's big-picture goals.
What if you're a startup or just watching the budget? You can still get incredible power. These platforms offer amazing bang for your buck. ClickUp gives you a massive, almost overwhelming set of features for a great price. Notion is awesome because it brings your docs and your projects together in one place. And you can never go wrong with Trello, the master of that simple, visual, sticky note on a whiteboard feel.
But what if you need to build something completely custom for your team? That's where Airtable comes in.
It's so unique because it's essentially a really powerful database that looks and feels like a simple spreadsheet. It is perfect for creating your own tailored apps without having to hire a bunch of developers.
And finally, for departments like HR or finance, teams that run on very structured step-by-step processes, Pipefy is a true specialist. It's literally designed to formalize workflows, like onboarding a new employee, making sure every single step is followed correctly, every single time.
So, you've picked your tool. Awesome. But listen, the job is not done. A brilliant tool with a bad rollout plan is a recipe for failure. So let's quickly walk through a simple playbook to make sure you succeed.
This 4-step plan is your key to avoiding a total disaster. First, get IT and security involved from day one. Do not surprise them. Second, start small. Run a pilot with one team that's excited about it. Work out the kinks there. Third, focus on automating just 2 or 3 really painful processes to get a quick win. And finally, and this is so important, pick an internal champion, someone who can own the tool and help everyone else learn.
To wrap things up, let's just peek over the horizon at where all of this is going, because this technology is moving at an absolutely incredible speed. We're shifting from tools that just help us to tools that can actually act for us.
And this brings us to what I think is the next giant leap in AI, the jump from assistants to agents. See, an AI assistant follows your direct command. You say, summarize this document, and it does. But an AI agent, you give it a high-level goal, like plan and launch the Q4 marketing campaign, and it works on its own to figure out the steps and get it done. That is a game changer.
We're also going to see AI start breaking down those data silos, pulling information from Salesforce, from Slack, from everywhere to give you one single view of your business. And get this, AI is even going to start analyzing team health, looking at workloads and communication patterns to actually predict burnout before it happens. How cool is that? And really, this is the thought I want to leave you with. As these tools get smarter and evolve from simple assistants to autonomous agents, our own roles are going to have to evolve too. It brings up a huge question for all of us. How is your job going to change when you're no longer managing the projects, but you're managing the outcomes?